Hey guys, we're continuing on with my decluttering, and I think we're just gonna do highlighters today. I have enough of them. I think it's gonna be hard enough for me to decide which ones I'm gonna keep and which ones I'm gonna find new homes for. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. The highlighter drawers that I have are, let's see, that one, and that one, and then as you can tell, I've started piling up makeup on top of my organizers here, and I see the Pat McGrath highlighter there. Anyway, I'll bring them all over. Okay, I'm gonna start with the things that I had kind of sitting on top of the drawers, not the things in the drawers. And I meant to talk about these when I went over my blushes, and some of you asked me like, oh, where are your Wang Goss duos? I'm like, well, I just forgot about them. So I'll talk about them with my highlighters now. So I'm not going to be getting rid of any of these. I love these so much, as you guys know. This one is a little bit deep for me, but this blush is beautiful. And what do we have here? This one is Coral Rose, gorgeous. And this one is Blush Peony, which is gorgeous as well. So keeping all of these. And then here is one of the newer highlights from Pat McGrath. I actually don't get on with this. I don't know if you can tell, but it almost has like hard pan on it. It's very, very hard to pick up. And I'm gonna hold on to it just because it's relatively new. I do like the packaging. It does make for nice Instagram moments. So I am gonna hold on to it for that purpose, but I'm not the biggest fan of this highlight. This is a relatively new Laura Mercier highlight. This came out for their holidays, and this was limited edition. It looks a lot deeper in the pan than it actually is, but it is very, very subtle. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. And anything that I declutter, I'm just going to be finding a new home for. All of these powder products are fairly easy to find a new home for, so either with my friends or I'm going to donate them. And then I do have this face palette that I'm also going to declutter because I just never use it, but it is very, very pretty. If you're into like a natural look, this was lovely, but I do think this was also limited edition. This was part of their holiday collection, Laura Mercier's holiday collection. Very nice, but I never ever reach for it. All right, so here is the first drawer. This was actually sent to me by Kevin Aquan. This is their Kaleidochrome All Over Highlight Palette, and it is a beautiful palette. I'm being careful with it because this one on the end here like popped out. So anyway, I'm not gonna angle it too far. These are really interesting highlights, but they're just not ones that I'm gonna use very often because they're quite shimmery, and they have like really strong tones to them. And while I think this is lovely for a makeup artist, I'm just not going to reach for this. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. All right, and then let's see, we have this Hourglass palette. I really love these highlights. I've loved them since the day I got this palette, so I'm going to be holding on to this. I have a couple of JD Glow highlighters in here, and I had like a single pan of theirs. Maybe I put it into my magnetic palette already. Anyway, I wanted to just give this brand a shot because people love their highlights, and they are incredible highlights. So this one is it's so creamy, but it's a little bit too deep for me, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. And then this one is a loose, well, as you can tell, it's a loose highlight, and it's really beautiful, but oh, that's so nice. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to this. I was gonna say I don't really use loose highlights that much, and so I was thinking about decluttering it, but I'm gonna hold on to this because I just haven't gotten a chance to use it as much as I would like, and it's in the shade Eclipse, FYI. And this one is striking. So this one's a little bit too deep for my skin tone. Okay, definitely holding on to my new Clinique Year of the Ox highlighter. Definitely holding on to my Guerlain Meteorites 3-in-1 highlighting palette. This was like my favorite from 2020, so definitely holding on to this. I am going to hold on to my Pat McGrath highlighter palette. I do enjoy this. and I do find them much easier to use than this newer one. So I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm also going to hold on to my Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold palette. I really love these highlights. I think they're gorgeous, which actually leads me to this one. I was holding on to this one because I just love this packaging. I think it's so cute, but I'm gonna let it go because I have this gold highlight in one of the Instant Look in a palette, the bigger ones, and it is actually very, very yellow toned, and I don't really wear it that often. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. Oh, here's that JD Glow single pan. Let's see what this tone is like. So this one is rich, and this is actually one of their shadows. I thought maybe I could use it as highlight. It's probably going to be too bright for me, but I don't remember what the tone was like. Oh, wow. Oh, that's so beautiful. Look how peachy that is. Okay, I'm going to hold on to this. I should probably use it as an eyeshadow. It would be really beautiful. All right, I have two NARS palettes here, and I do remember loving this Orgasm. Yeah, I love this highlight, which is why I have this in this drawer. This is the Orgasm highlight. You know what? I'm going to move this over to my face drawer. I'm going to hold on to that. And this one, oh, I love this palette. I wish they would come back with this. All of the highlights in here are so gorgeous, and this was like limited edition. This is the Banque de Sable palette. Oh, it's gorgeous. I can't let this go. All right, I'm gonna hold on to this as well. Here is a Guerlain Terracotta Summer Glow Golden Glow Powder Face Highlighter. I think, yeah, this was a little bit too yellow for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and let this one go. And then I have a bunch of their limited edition ones. This is Copper Bronzing Powder, which is not very copper at all. I actually really like the tone of this, so I'm gonna hold on to this. Packaging is a little bulky. That's probably my only complaint, but I do like the highlighter. Here is Gold Bronzing Powder. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one was really pretty too. Let's see. Yeah, this one was a little bit too yellow. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I think I'm going to declutter that. Let me bring this one back here. Yeah, these were kind of similar in tone, so I'm going to declutter both of those. And then this one is the Golden Land Terracotta. I think this was the limited edition one from last year, I think. Yeah, this one's even warmer, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one. And then I have all of these Fenty's, which I think I'm just gonna declutter because I enjoy them, but I never ever reach for them. So this one is Girl Next Door and Chic Freak. These are the Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter Duos. It's hard to open. So yeah, I'm gonna declutter that. This one is Mean Money Hustler Baby. I think this is the one that I use the most. But yeah, I just don't reach for these at all. Sandcastle and Minted Mojito. Oh, I actually love this shade. Okay, I'll hold on to this one. And then this is Trophy Wife. I just thought this was so cool just to have like a 24 karat gold powder product, but I never use it, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. Here is my Smoky Glow Midas Cosmetics collab. I'm gonna hold on to this. And then this I've been holding on for collector's purposes. This is an Armani highlight that came out in the Year of the Dog. And I don't know if you can see the imprint on there, but it looks like a pug dog. And I used to have a pug. This highlight is actually pretty terrible. It barely shows up. It's kind of powdery and it has micro glitters. It's like my worst nightmare of a highlight, but I love this, and I love this compact. So I'm gonna hold on to this for collector's purposes. And then, oh man, here is another Robert Lee Morris. You guys saw this when I was decluttering my blushes, and I ended up keeping one. And this is actually a beautiful highlight. No, I'm gonna get rid of this. There's absolutely no point in keeping that. Here is a Dior highlight. Whoops, this is from their latest winter collection. If you can see, it has that like snowflake design on there. This one is okay. All of the Dior highlights, or most of them at least, have these like micro glitters in there, which is not my favorite, but this one is a little bit more subdued than the others. So I'll hold on to this for now. And here is the Aether Beauty highlight that I just got. It is incredible. This is one of the brightest highlights I have ever experienced, and that is the lightest swatch ever. So I'm gonna hold on to this. It's really amazing. These are all of my Chanel highlights, which I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be holding on to, but let me just show you what I have. So this is the chain one that came out over the holidays. Here is Rosy Gold, which is actually part of their regular line. Most of their highlighters are always limited edition, but this one is part of their regular line. Oh, this is the Duo de Camellias. This is limited edition, but I think this one is still available on their site. Here is Plissé de Chanel. This is gorgeous. One of the most beautiful highlights I own. Here is Ivory Gold. This is another one that's part of their regular line. And then here is White Opal, which is in the same formula as the ones in their regular line. I don't know if this is actually part of their regular line though. But anyway, I'm gonna hold on to that. Here is, oh, one of the Le Beige. This is that sand powder, and it just has this really beautiful golden sheen to it. And then here is the highlighting powder. This came out with that Warm Memories quad. I can't remember the name of this collection, but I think like the desert was the inspiration. Anyway, this is a gorgeous powder, but this is a pressed powder. It's a little bit powdery, a little bit thick. And so you have to be kind of careful with this one. At least I do. I feel like it ends up looking very, very powdery if I'm not careful. Here is one of the line ones in Or Blanc. Love these. These are baked gelée. Here is the Camellia de Chanel. Gorgeous. Another gorgeous one. Here is Or Rose, the lion one. This is my favorite lion one. It suits my skin tone the best. Here is Metal Peach. This one was okay. I felt like it started to get difficult to kind of pick up product with this one. Like it started to develop hard pan a little bit, but it is beautiful once you get it on the brush and onto your skin. It is beautiful. And then this was another line highlighter that they came out with after those other two. And this one was a little bit deeper, a little bit warmer, but gorgeous nonetheless, very peachy. Those are all of my Chanel highlights. Like I said, I'm not going to be getting rid of any of those. I'm also not going to be getting rid of any of my Clé de Peau highlights. This one is number 16. This one is number 18, which is my favorite. And then this one is number 15, which I also really love. 16 and 15 I love, I think, equally. Here is Laura Mercier Highlight 01. This is one of their Matte Radiance Baked Bronzers. This is probably one of the first highlights I ever purchased, and this is probably 5 or 6 years old. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. It's one of my favorites because it's subtle and it's beautiful and it blends in beautifully, but it's too old, and if I miss it, I can just get another one. So I'm gonna let this one go. This Victoria Beckham Estee Lauder Modern Mercury highlight is so gorgeous. It's such a unique tone. It's a little bit deep for highlight, but I don't care. I use it right there. I use it on top of my blush. It's like this cool tone, rosy, peachy color. It's really cool. So I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm hoping that they bring this back permanently. I feel like they have brought it back on occasion, and I know when this came out, it had already come out as part of the Estee Lauder line in like one of their square compacts. Anyway, it's gorgeous. It's baked gelée. I love it. I am gonna hold on to this. And then here is a Rouge Bunny Rouge highlighting powder. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. I just never think about this. I actually forgot I had it. So I'm gonna declutter this. And that is it for this first drawer. So I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back and then pull out the second drawer. right, I had to bring over some highlights that I had sitting on my vanity because I just did that 21 questions video. Anyway, these new Vesca highlights, I am definitely going to be holding on to these because they are relatively new and I do love them. So this one is Moonlight and this one is Wish. And whew, okay, we have some hard decisions to make here. So these Tom Ford highlights, ooh, I just love these. I love all three of these. This is Reflects Guilt. This is like the original highlight from them. This is like a baked gelée duo. And then these two were part of a later collection, and these are like pressed powders, but they are gorgeous. This one is Guilt Glow. This one is Luna. So beautiful. And these three I've actually been holding on for collector purposes. This one is Velvet Bloom. It doesn't really have that much pigment. I remember people were kind of bitching about that. I didn't mind it so much because it was just sort of this nice lilac-y wash. So that's Velvet Bloom. This one is Black Bloom. And then this, yeah, this one was very hard pressed. You really had to like get in there. And the tone is weird. It's like a wheat colored yellow. It's kind of off. But I love the packaging. And then this one was the best out of the three. This one is Soleil Bloom. So this had a nice tone and the formula was like a little bit softer than those other two, which were a little bit hard pressed. All right, here is the By Terry Twinkle Glow CC Highlighter in Candlelight Glow. This just came out over the holidays, and this is so pretty. It's just a nice soft powder with like a peachy glow to it. I wish this wasn't limited edition, but it is. But I'm gonna hold on to it because it is relatively new. This Wet n Wild highlight powder, I actually forgot that I had this because I mentioned this in my 21 questions video about what is my like favorite drugstore product, and this one just was the first one that came to mind, but I really just never ever use this. I have so many highlights, so I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. And then here are all of my Chantecaille powders. So this one I'm keeping for the same reasons I'm keeping the Giorgio Armani dog highlight. This actually, it's not a good highlight either, but they have this like imprint of a wolf on there, and all of the interesting aspects of this highlight was the overspray. So anyway, it's just kind of like a powdery, not great highlight, but I love the box. I love the little wolf imprint, so I'm just gonna hold on to this for collector purposes. Here is one that came out for their holiday collection a couple years back. This is their Baked Gelée face powder. It's gorgeous. None of these Chantecaille are going anywhere. This is the Les Paillettes Duo, another Baked Gelée, gorgeous one. This is actually still available in some places, which if you find this or see this anywhere, I would pick it up. It's stunning. And then here is the one with all the pearls on it. So this one was their Moonlit Pearl Glow Powder, and this was part of their 20th anniversary collection. This was not a Baked Gelée, this was a pressed powder, and it's a little bit, it's velvety and a little bit thick. So it was one of those powders I felt like I had to be pretty careful with, but once you got like a nice kind of like dusting of this on your complexion, it just looked really gorgeous. And then this is, oh, it's just stunning. So this was a collaboration with De Guerlain, and I've kept the packaging and everything because it's just so beautiful. But here is the highlight. Isn't that just beautiful? And it's the same highlight as what is in this Les Paillettes palette, just this bottom light pink portion. It's the same shade, but this packaging, oh, I couldn't get over it. I was so excited to have been able to get my hands on this because this was very limited edition. All right, Anastasia Beverly Hills. Well, I'm keeping the Amrezy for sure. And this Iced Out, I just wasn't a fan of the tone so much. I just thought it looked a little bit funky on me, but it is brand new, so I'm just gonna hold on to it for now, kind of see where it goes. And then I have all of these Hourglass ambient lighting powders. There's really only one that I even think to use. I think it's Luminous Light. Yeah, Luminous Light. And then here is diffused light, which I used to use as a setting powder, but yeah, I just never reached for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. And then here is radiant light, which is deeper than luminous light. So it's a little bit too deep for me, but it's like not deep enough if I want to use it as bronzer. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it. And look how old this one is. It has the old logo on there. So this is probably, yeah, this is probably 5 or 6 years old. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. And then here is one of those products that I just want to use, but I'm just not that person. So this is that Chanel La Gel Paillette. And this is basically like a gel with little glitters in there. It's so beautiful when you just put it kind of like on your chest or your neck area. If you have like, you know, a V-neck on or some sort of gown or something. I just never really have the occasion for that. And yeah, it's really, really beautiful. It's subtle. It's subtle, but it has all these like little micro glitters in there. I don't even know if you can see it. It's really, really subtle, but yeah, I never use it, but it's such a cool product. I'm gonna hold on to it for just a little bit longer, I think, because it's so neat. Okay, here is the Melt Illuminacion highlight. I just talked about this actually when I was comparing this to the Natasha Denona Love Cheek Duo. It belongs in this box. So I'm gonna hold on to this because I love everything about this. The skull, the everything. This highlight, I think I'm gonna get rid of. This is the Parisian Lights limited edition Becca highlight. I think actually this may still be around, but anyway, I never ever reached for it. The only time I have used this was just to compare it to the Natasha Denona in my latest mini love story video. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and declutter this. I am gonna hold on to this Gucci highlight, even though it is discontinued forever, but I love this highlight. This is their illuminating powder in Sunstone, and this was part of their collection before they redid it. So there's no chance that it's ever gonna come back, at least, you know, not in this packaging. And I hope they come back with this highlight in some form, but yeah, it'll never be in this packaging. So I'm gonna hold on to this. The Clinique Flower Pop highlighter I love, as you guys know, so I'm gonna hold on to that. This PYT upgrade highlighter, this one was okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. I never think to use this. This I don't even know what this is. Endless Bronze and Glow. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna declutter this. Didn't even remember I had it. And then this is, oh, Royal Glow. I think this is the one they came out with for Meghan Markle. And it's a little bit deep for my skin tone, which makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. And then, oh, here is Champagne Pop. What can I say? I love this highlight. I love the shade of it. It's, you know, again, like that Laura Mercier, one of the first highlights I ever purchased and got into. You know, this is very old. I'm wondering if I should get rid of this one, and if I want it, buy another one. Yeah, maybe it's time for me to declutter this because this really is like 5 or 6, whenever it came out. What was that, 5 or 6 years ago? Yeah, so let me declutter that. Oh, this one is great. This one is Vanilla Quartz. This is actually a beautiful highlight and much newer than my other Becca ones, and teeny tiny. So I'm gonna hold on to this. And this Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess Heat Wave highlight, I'm going to declutter. I just kind of got caught up in the frenzy. Everyone was so excited this was coming back out. It's Baked Gelée. It reminded people of Modern Mercury, but it is way too deep for my skin tone. So I'm going to declutter that. This duo from Tom Ford, I love. I'm gonna hold on to. It's like a highlight and blush, and it's in that Baked Gelée formula. I'm gonna hold on to this. This Nabla, I'm gonna hold on to. This is in Amnesia. Love it. I have a couple of other melt highlighters that I really love. This one is Stargazer. It's just gorgeous. And then this one is Morning Star. It's even lighter. They're so beautiful. They're Baked Gelée, so really gorgeous formula. Oh, I forgot I had this. This is the Milk Makeup Flex Highlighter in Lit. And I like this one. I do. It has a little bit of like a micro glittery chunkiness going on, but I don't mind it. Although I never I have so many highlights. I never think to use this. I'll hold on to this because I'm looking at the other two in here. I'm gonna get rid of these two. These are two loose highlighters from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I actually like the shades of these two, but I really, just like that JD Glow, I just never really use loose highlights. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter these. This Bobbi Brown highlight I love. It was limited edition. It came out last holiday or the holiday season before. Jeez, I can't remember. It's called Golden Hour, and I just love it. The formula is great. It's like a creamy powder formula. I'm gonna hold on to this for a little bit longer. This Givenchy highlighter is so great. This is part of the regular line. It's Baked Gelée. It's gorgeous. I think there's two shades. This one is Shimmery Pink, and it just, it works so well with my skin tone because it's not too pink, if that makes sense. Like there's a teensy bit of warmth to it, like a teensy bit of peachiness to it. Love it. Oh, let's do this Ilia. I think I'm gonna declutter this Ilia. This was also a really pretty highlight, but you know, it's just getting lost in this sea of highlight, and I would rather see this go to a better home. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. Now I have all of these Natasha Denona Super Glow palettes. Okay, the newest one, the I Need a New Glow highlighter. I'm gonna hold on to this. It is that Baked Gelée, just gorgeous, gorgeous everything. So I'm gonna hold on to that. And then with these, I liked all of these. So the Fair is a little bit cool toned. The Light Medium is a little bit more neutral, warmer. And then the Bronze is this really cool color. I was surprised at how I felt like I could wear this shade, but I never really go for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. And then I really only ever reach for the Light Medium. Yeah. So I'm gonna hold on to this, and then I'm gonna declutter the Fair. All right, let me put all of this back, and then we'll move on to the third and final drawer. All right, I know it looks like I haven't cleaned out anything because everything fits in here, but at least I don't have any of them piled up, and I grabbed some from like on top of my drawers and everything, so at least everything fits the way it should. So I am happy about that. Oh, okay. Wow. So many highlights. All right, I'm gonna start over here because I see one that I'm going to declutter. This is the I Love Sarah E. Dose of Colors highlight. This actually reminds me of Modern Mercury, but this has like a little bit of a thicker formula, so it's a little bit too obvious how the shade is off. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. And then I have all of these Ofra highlights. Gosh, which one was my favorite? I think Rodeo Drive was my favorite, but I have Blissful, and all of these are in the old packaging, so you know these are old, and I purchased these before I moved to Vegas, so they're probably like 5 years old. And then this one is Glow Goals. Okay, I'm gonna declutter these two. They're too old, and I do prefer this one. But out of these two, this one is Rodeo Drive. Oh, the sunlight coming in from my blinds. There's Rodeo Drive, and then this one is Glow Goals. This was the Nikki Tutorials one. Yeah, this one is deeper. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one too, and then just hold on to Rodeo Drive. Oh, here is the Laura Mercier Affection. I think this was limited edition. Anyway, this color is gorgeous, so I'm gonna hold on to this. This Natasha Denona Glow Gold. Why do I still have this? This was kind of terrible. So I'm going to declutter that. This MAC, oh, Soft and Gentle. This was such a like cult favorite. Never use it though. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. This is the Postmodernist Peach Extra Dimension Skin Finish. This is beautiful. This is really beautiful. I'm hesitating because I just never think to use it. Oh, that's nice though. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to that. I am going to get rid of this. I never thought I would, but this is the Whisper of Guilt. Another one of those. This was kind of like that heat wave from Estee Lauder. People went nuts for this, and so I finally got it. They released it as part of this winter collection, and then I was like, oh, this shade is too deep for me. It's like very, very gold. Sorry if it's hard to see, but yeah, it's too deep for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. Oh, this YSL powder. Very, very subtle highlight. Like very subtle. It's more of like a satin finish face powder. I'm gonna declutter this. I think I've had that forever as well. This is just an empty Kjaer Weis case, so I'm just gonna set that aside. This is, oh, Samantha March's collab with Ofra, her highlight. So this has a yellow and a pink in there. Oh, it's so pretty, but I never use it. I'd rather this go to a home where someone's gonna use it. So I'm gonna declutter that. Oh, this is the Stila Luminescence. This is like that putty. I was just so intrigued by this putty texture, but this color is off. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. Here is the Guerlain Meteorites, another Bake Chalet product in pink and purple. Super cool toned. Well, I definitely don't have anything like this purple one. All right, I'll hold on to this since it's so unique. Oh, this Dior Skin #1. This one's gorgeous. I'm gonna hold on to that. My Burberry highlights, you know, these are not going anywhere. These are my all-time favorite highlights. This is rose gold, and then I have nude gold. And then here I have a whole bunch of Laura Mercier face illuminators. I don't think all of these shades work for me. So let's see, this one's Indiscretion. This one is Devotion. Ooh, that's pretty. Why do I have two? Do I have two I have two Indiscretions. Okay, this one actually doesn't look touched. So I'm gonna go ahead and definitely get rid of that one. And then this one is Addiction, which is very like yellow gold. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one. So I'm gonna hold on to Indiscretion and what was this, Devotion? Yeah, Devotion. And then I have this one, Affection, that was limited edition. So I have those three now. All right, Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo and Inglot, another loose highlight. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I really had high hopes for all these loose highlights. I thought, oh, I could add them into things. Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. All right, decluttering that. And then I have all these little ones, let's see. Oh, I have these from like the original Pat McGrath kits, but these are the exact same highlights that's in her palette. So I just need to let these go. I was holding on to these for nostalgic purposes, but why? Okay, let me declutter that. I have these Laura Geller ones. I feel like this Gilded Honey one, I got sucked in. It's like Whispers of Guilt. It's like Heat Wave. And I ran out and got it, and I think it's just too deep and warm for my skin tone. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. This one is Peach Glow. This one may actually be better, let's see. Yeah, that one is lighter and brighter. So I'm gonna hold on to this one because the formula is fantastic. Oh, I have this Persona Cali Glow highlighter in Zuma. This is a beautiful highlight, but I never use it. I never use it. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. I've got this luminizing powder in Grand Dame from RMS Beauty. I'm gonna declutter that. I like it, but I feel like I have ones that I like more. So I'm gonna declutter this. This was limited edition, long gone, but I absolutely love this. It's Baked Gelée and it's called Siren, and this is from Rodin, and it just had the most beautiful, I hope you can see it, beautiful sheen. So it's mainly peach, but then there's just the slightest shift to like a pinky lilac. Oh, it's so beautiful. So this is one of those products like you're gonna have to rip out of my dead cold hands. So holding on to that. Oh wow, this is Skinny Dip from Jouer. I feel like this falls into that, yeah, that Whispers of Guilt, Gilded Honey, Heat Wave family. Yeah, I think it's just a little bit too deep for me. So I'm gonna declutter that. And then what do we have? Okay, the Charlotte Tilbury I'm definitely keeping. I do love this one. I've got a bunch of these NARS highlights, and I was just talking about, oh yeah, it was in my Shop My Stash. I use the Fort de France. I love this highlight, so I'm definitely gonna hold on to this. But because I love that one so much, I never really reach for these other two. So this is Albatross, and this one is Capri. So Capri is a lot more pink, and Albatross is like a white gold. So I'm going to declutter these two. Just never reach for them, even though I love the formula. Oh, this NARS Hot Sand. This is good. This is such a good one. This tone is so beautiful. Yeah, I'll hold on to this. I feel like I'm getting rid of quite a few, so I'll hold on to that. Here is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Star highlight. I'm going to hold on to this one. It's a little bit on the gold side, but I feel like I can make it work. I don't know, maybe it's because it's this Baked Gelée formula. It goes on kind of sheer. It goes on kind of sheer. Oh, it looks dark though. I'm going to hold on to it. I do like it. I love the formula. I love the packaging. It's so much fun. Let me hold on to that. And then I have this By Terry, oh, Starlight Rose CC powder. This one is gorgeous. It's like a 3-in-1, and yeah, if you just kind of brush your brush into all of those, you just get a beautiful like creamy highlight. So I'm gonna hold on to that. All right, let me put back what I'm keeping, and I think this drawer is actually gonna look fairly empty. Oh yeah, look at that, check out these. Forward. I got rid of more than half of these. That's exciting. All right, let's see all of the highlighters that I'm going to be decluttering. Wow, that is quite a few highlights. I'm pretty proud of myself. I know it wasn't a vicious, deep declutter, but I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. I really cleaned out quite a bit. I'm feeling really good about that last drawer. It's looking really just roomy in there. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying my declutter. Subscribe down below if you are enjoying my declutters as well. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.